So here I have, I use absolute value function as an example, right? And then I give you three different ones. The first one is the basic one, right? It doesn't have any number attached to it, right? Number two has a two beneath, right? Number three has a two multiplying by it, right? So we will compare their graph. And let's pretend we don't know about story form and then see what happens. And then we'll go back, uh, understand the story form, then maybe it will make more sense, okay? So let's start with the absolute value one. So absolute value will just make whatever input become a positive, right? So Samantha, can you help me tell me the Y value for the first graph?
2,
Yeah,
1,
yeah,
0,
yeah,
1,
yeah.
2.
Yes. Okay, so we just follow that point. So negative 2, 2, we'll go here. I'm going to draw with the blue. Okay, first graph, I'll use blue. Negative 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. Right? And then we connect. So it looks like a V shape. All right. Now for second one, I'm going to use red. Okay. The second one has a 2 underneath the X. And remember, we said that anything that's attached to the X or on the X part, it will affect the X value, right? And then since for number 2, there's nothing outside the absolute value that can be moved to the left, right? Nothing affects the Y. So that means the Y value will have to keep it the same, okay? So the Y on the original, you'll keep it the same on this one as well. So I'll copy over 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, right? So I just copy the Y values again. And then we'll think about what kind of X value, if we plug it in, it will still give you the same Y values. Okay, so let's try, Kelly, can you tell me a X value I plug into number 2 that can give you the 2?
Um, 2 is 1.
You mean I plug in 1?
Yeah.
If I
Oh,
plug in 1,
oh,
I will
sorry.
get 1/2, right?
Yeah.
But I want to get 2.
So it's 4.
Yeah, so I can try 4. So 4 divided by 2 will be 2. Absolute value will be 2. Is there another number that can also give you 2?
Negative 4.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I can put negative 4. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. But absolute value will turn out to be 2. Okay. What about getting a 1? What will be an X value? Let's ask Tiana. What X value can work?
2 and negative 2.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so I can put 2 down there, negative 2 there, right? 2 divided by 2 or negative 2 divided by 2, absolute value can give you 1, right? Now the 0, of course, the 0 will has to be 0, right? 0 divided by 2 will be 0. So now if we follow the points, right? And then first one is negative 4 and only goes up to 2, right? So and then let's finish all the values first, okay? And then negative 2 will be 1. 0 remains, right? Because anything times 0 stay the same. And then 2 will be 1. 4 will be 2. Okay, so it'll be up here. So now if you put them side by side, you can see this graph is more flat. Okay, so what actually happened is the point used to be at 1, 1, it got stretched, right? Horizontally pulled to the right side, right? And then at 2, 2, it will be pulled to the right side. So this way of changing, we call that horizontal expansion, right? Get wider, okay? So it's the way the red graph appear is not by pushing down, it's by pulling to the side like this way. It's like two strings and then you pull it to the side, okay? One side goes to the right, the other side goes to the left. So that give you the red one, okay? Now we'll look at the green one. So the green has a 2 multiplying it, right? So it's still with the x, right? So it doesn't affect the y. So we're going to copy the y again. This time I'm using the green, okay? So the y value will remain as 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so what kind of number, if I put it in, it will equal to 2? Samantha, what number for x?
1.
1, yeah, okay, so I can plug in 1. 1 times 2, absolute value is still 2. What's another value that could work?
Negative? No.
Yeah, -1 will work, right? -1 times 2 is -2. Absolute value is 2, right? Okay, Donna, what about getting a 1? How do I get 1, Donna? Donna, are you there? Or are you cut off? Okay, let me ask Iray.
What, 0?
0? Okay, 0, plug it in, you will get 0, right? My question is, how do you get 1?
Oh, 0.5.
0.5, okay, or?
Negative 0.5.
Very good, okay, so it comes in 2 possibility, right? So let's follow the point. -1 is 2, so it'll be here, right? And then -0.5 will be 1, 0, 0, right? So it's a symmetry again, right? So if I connect, now you compare the points. So this time, instead of pulling to the side, right, pulling outwards, we are actually making the blue one pushing in, right? Used to be 1, used to be 2, it goes to 1, right? Used to be 1, 1, it goes to 0.5. So everything is being squeezed from left side and right side, right? So this one will be horizontal compressed by half, while the middle one, how do we call the middle one, Trudy?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
What will be the story for the middle one?
The middle one would be
Hmm?
oh, I'm not good at doing this.
Say that again.
It would be
Is it vertical or horizontal?
horizontal. No. Horizontal?
Yeah, okay, because the x value is changing and x is horizontal, okay? And horizontal what? Is it,
Horizontal expand,
how do you know it's expand?
because the 2 is more than 1.
Yeah, yeah, or you can look at the table, right? The x value, you compare with the original, the blue one, right? It's double, right? So it will say horizontal expand by what?
2.
Yeah, very good. Okay. So now we got the story down, right? So we have the green story, right? And we also have the red story. Now let's go back and think about how we can tell without doing the table, without drawing it, right? So how can we connect them? So for example here, the middle one, okay? Horizontal expand by 2. All you need to do is just look at the number underneath. This tells you the kind of expansion you get. right? So from there, we know we need to have a number under, right? To tell what kind of factor you multiply, right? You need to multiply by 2 here. Now for the green one, you have a half. However, the question doesn't have a half, right? Then we have a problem. So in order to tell it's a half, we need to turn the form into the story form, okay? At school, they don't call it story form. They just expect you to tell the story directly, okay? They don't ask you to change. But then I would prefer you to do the changing, right? So you can see it. So we can rewrite the function as absolute value of x over a half, right? Because when you over means divide, right? When you divide by a half, it'll be the same as multiplying by 2, okay? So that's where the half comes from. Okay, so if you want to turn it into story form, you bring the number in front and make it flip, okay? And then you can put it underneath, right? Because dividing is multiplying the reciprocal, okay? So if it's multiplied by 5, then underneath will be 1 over 5, okay? If you multiply by a fraction, then you need to flip the fraction and put it under. All right, I hope this clears why we need to do the flipping for the X part, okay? For the Y part, it's easier. You just move it over, okay? And that's all. Okay, do we have any question? Show me your hands, okay? If you are all clear about the horizontal, okay? Can you raise your hand? Let me know if you are all good. Okay, very good, thank you. So today we are finishing the T, right? Remember we're RST. So later it will be a complete package, right? We do RST all mixed together. Right, so please turn to page 22 now, all right? So this is our last part. The S part is the hardest part, okay? You have got through the top of the hill, right? Now we're going downhill, the easy part now, okay? Translation. So T stands for translation. So translation means moving, okay? You can move the graph up and down, left and right, okay? So let's look at an example here. So just like, okay, before we fill in the stuff in the box, okay? Let's just plug in numbers first, see what happens to the graph, okay? We're gonna use regular X values. So regular X value will be -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. That's for parabolas, right? We have a parabola here. All right, so please plug it in and get a Y value. Once you get a Y value, and you can finish the graph, okay? Raise your hand after you finish the graph. Okay, Eric, what are your Y values?
1, -2, -3, -2, 1.
Yep, okay, so we'll plot that in. -2, 1 will be here. -1, -2 will be here. 0, -3, right? To close up. All right, so this one is being moved, right? What I'm talking about is you compare with the original, Okay, where's the original? Original one is up here, right? Page 20, right? The one that doesn't have a -3. Okay, that's a basic one. So what happened to it, right? Which way did it move? Kelly?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
So which way did the parabola move? Compare with the original. Original is on page 20.
Move down
Yeah, move down by how many?
3.
Yeah, okay, so every point got moved down by 3 units. Okay, so let's write that down. That will be the story, right? So we'll say translate down by 3, right? That's one way, okay? Or you can say translate by -3, right? So negative tells us it's moving down, okay? But you have to say the direction though. Translate, okay, we'll say, okay, let me erase. Translate vertical leap by -3. So you try to compare these two sentences, okay? The first one is saying translate down by 3. So it tells you the direction, right? So you know you don't need to add a negative sign, okay? The second one is saying translate vertically. So vertically means it could be up, could be down, right? So to show that it's going down, you use the sign, negative, okay? So there are two ways they could say, tell you, right? Or two ways you can write, depending on your teacher, right? Which way you want to write. And also on multiple choice, right? They could give you a function and then they give you 4 choices. Which one describes the function, right? Then you pick they could list it out in 2 different ways, okay? So now let's see how we can tell it's moving down without drawing it out, right? So this requires us to do the story form, okay? So let's write it here, story form. So as always, story form is by moving things movable to the other side, right? So is there anything here can be moved to the y side, Tiana?
-3.
Yeah. Okay, so if I move the -3 to the left, what does it look like on the left?
Y over -3.
Well, are they multiplying right now on the right side? Like here. Are they multiplying? X squared and the 3, are they multiplying?
No.
What are they doing?
Subtract.
Subtracting, right? So if I want to get rid of subtract, I need to do what?
I'll add.
Adding, right? So it will be what on the left?
Y plus 3.
Yeah, so you need to do y plus 3, okay? And then equal to x squared. So if you have multiplying, if the question looks like this, if it's like 2x squared, then you need to do dividing, right? Because they are multiplying on the right. But in the question here is subtracting, right? You do adding, the opposite, okay? So you have y plus 3 on the left, okay? And then nothing on the x part, right? X is just simple. So if you compare with the table, all the y value is being subtracted by 3, right? So you have -3, right? Or down, right? Down by 3, right? Circle those keywords. So after you change to story form, if you see an adding, right? Then that will be going down, right? Y plus 3 will be going down. So if I want to move it up, what will be inside the bracket? If I want to move up by 3, what will be inside the bracket? Samantha? if the graph will move up by 3, inside what do you see in the bracket? Would it be y? Would it still be y plus 3?
-3.
Yes, okay, so it will become a y minus 3, okay? So now here you have a rule, right? If you want to move down, it will be plus. Move up will be minus, okay? And I'm talking about after you turn into story form. Okay, so before you begin any question, you always change it to story form and then follow the rule that you learn, okay? Don't apply it before you change to the story form. Okay, so that's the first part, okay, for the y side. Now let's look at the x part now. All right, so this time clearly the 3 is trapped inside the bracket, right? So there's no way we can move the 3 to the other side. So that's why you don't see a box for us to change the story form. All right, so now because the y stay the same, right? There's no change on the y part. So the y value should be the same as well, right? So it will be 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, right? The basic y. Now it's the x that's being changed now. So just like before, let's find values, right? By guess and checking what kind of number I plug it in, and after square, right, it can become a 4. Okay, let's get one number first. William, what number do you plug it in into x? It will give you a 4 as y.
5.
Okay, yeah, very good. Okay, so let's plug it in. 5, I'll put 5 here. 5 minus 3, right, will be 2. 2 squared will be 4. Okay, there's another 4 there, right? So what will be another option, right? Donna, what's another number that can also give you 4?
1.
Yes, very good. Okay, 1 minus 3, right? -2 and square. Okay, let's go to the y value of 1. Kelly, what number do you plug in to get 1? Kelly, are you there? Did you hear my question? Oh, Kelly got cut off. Okay. Trudy, how about you? What number of x we plug it in, it will give you a y of 1.
2.
2. 2 minus 3 is -1. Square is 1. Yeah, 2 will work. Okay. So Kelly, is there another number that works?
Sorry, my computer crashed for a second.
Yeah, I saw you left. Okay. So did you get my question?
No, what was your question?
Okay, my question is the 2, if you sub it in, it will give you 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is there another number that plug it in will also give you 1 as y?
4.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so, and then last one, we want to get 0. Cindy, how about you? What number plug it in will be 0?
3.
Yes, okay, so here we go, right? We found out all the x value, and then we follow the table. So 1, 4, 2, 1, 3, 0, right? 4, 1, 5, 4. So it is still a problem, right? But then the whole thing got shifted. Okay, which way did it shift? Donna?
Right.
Yes, right by how many?
3.
3, very good. Okay, so we will say translate. So again, we'll try to write it 2 different ways, right? We can say translate right by 3 units. Okay, that's one way, right? Or you can say translate. Okay, what's the second way? Ray?
Horizontally
Yeah.
by 3.
Horizontally by
3.
3. Yeah, very good. Okay, if you want to move it to the left, then you will say horizontally by -3. Okay, so now let's take a look, right? How will that tell us about moving, right? If I want to move it to the right, okay, let's circle some keywords. To the right by 3, right? Then I need to have a subtract. Okay, so that means if I want to move it to the left, then I need to have an adding. Okay, but remember it has to be with the x. Okay, x is left and right, right? Y is up and down. Okay, so let's combine these two rules together now. Okay, so we have adding for the y will be down, right? Now if I want to go up, it will be subtract. Okay, let's talk about the subtraction first, right? So if it's subtraction, it will be going up or going to the right. Make sense? Right? You look at the left side. Left side, if it becomes a subtract, it will be going up. Now, if it's with a x, it will be going to the right. So it depends on whether it's with the x or with the y. Okay, but in general, the subtraction, okay, so we're gonna put the rules up here now, okay? So that will be the rule for the t, okay? Let's put it up here, t, okay? So if you see subtract, it means the direction could be going up or right. Okay, so that's the rule 1. Now let's look at the left side again, okay? So if you see an adding, right? Look at the graph on the left side. Adding means going down, right? So also if the right-hand side, if it's x plus 3, it will be going to the left, okay? So adding tells you to go down and left. Make sense? Okay, so add, or you can say addition. Adding means down or left. So we are talking about after you change the story form, and that will be the rule you use. Okay, so kind of opposite of what we are used to, right? Because in number line, when we see minus, right, if you feel it's like going to the left, going down, right? So, but then for story form, only this part, you have to think opposite. Okay, are we clear here? Can you raise your hands? Let me know. Trudy, Samantha, do you have any questions? Okay, so we are good with the rules now, right? Okay, so before we mix things together, okay, I need to make sure everybody can memorize the 3 rules, okay? So the 3 rules that we have so far, let's go back up, right? On page 19, right, we have the rule down here. So reflection, we have 3, okay? So negative with x, reflect over y, negative with y, reflect over x, axis, right? And then the inverse, okay? And then for the s, this is from last week now, right? We have number under x, horizontal, number under y, vertical. Number bigger than 1, expand, number between 0 and 1, compress. Okay, and then today we add in our final rule, subtract up and right, add down and left. Okay, so we're gonna repeat these ones together, and then I will spend some time. I'll ask every single one of you, just like last time. Okay. Yeah. Kiana, any questions?
No.
Okay, so we'll repeat all together. So please turn on your mic. Everybody? Okay, let's do this. So right now you can still take a look, okay? Right, so let's say it together. Negative with x, everyone?
Negative with
Negative
with
with
x.
Reflect over y.
Reflect over y.
Good. Negative with y.
Negative
Negative with
y.
y.
Reflect over x-axis.
Reflect over x-axis.
Okay, inverse.
Inverse.
Reflect over y equal x.
Reflect over y equals x.
Yes, the diagonal line, okay? And then the s part is number under x.
Number
Number under
X.
Okay, a lot of you didn't show the mic, okay? You're not speaking, I can see that. Okay, speak closer, okay? Number under x, one more time.
Number
Number
under
under
X.
x.
Horizontal.
Horizontal.
Number under y, vertical.
Number
Number
under
under Y
y. Vertical.
Number bigger than one, expand.
Number
bigger than
bigger than
one.
one.
Expand.
Expand.
Good. Number between 0 and 1, compress.
Number between
between
0
0
and
and
1.
1.
Compress.
Very good. Okay, last one, the new one here. Subtract is up and right.
Subtract is up and right.
Adding is down and left.
Adding is
Is
down and
and
left.
left.
Okay, yeah. So when you speak out, right, with the sound, right, it can help you with a stronger impression. Okay, at school you don't get the chance to do it one by one. Okay, so these are the you spend. I think we spend like 2-3 classes just try to get these 3 rules. So they are super important. Okay, so now I'll give you about 4 minutes. Okay, so and I'll test every single one of you. You have to close your eyes, okay, and then say out the 3 rules. Okay, in order. Start with the R, S, and then T. Okay, if you are ready earlier than that, you can just raise your hand and then we'll try. Okay. Yeah, once you feel you're ready, test yourself first, okay? Then raise your hand. Are you afraid to raise your hand? Nobody raised the hand right now. Anyone? Yeah, okay. Kelly, let's start with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Negative with x reflect over y. Negative with y reflect over x. If the number is inverse reflect over y equals x.
Very good.
Number under x is horizontal.
Mhm.
Number over y is vertical. If the number is greater than 1, expand. Number in between 0 and 1 is compress.
Yeah.
Subtract is up and right.
Mhm.
Addition is
Wait. Up and right. Yeah. Okay. Addition is
down and left.
okay. Perfect. Very good. Okay, you can keep your hands up. Okay. Trudy, give it a try.
Negative with x reflect over y.
Mhm.
Negative with y reflect over x.
Yeah.
Inverse reflect y equals x.
Mhm.
Number under x is horizontal. Number under y is vertical. Number bigger than 1 is expand.
Yeah.
Number between 0 and 1 is compress.
Yes.
If it's subtracting, it's up or right.
Yeah.
If it's adding, it's down or left.
Very good. Okay. You ready?
If it's negative with x, it reflects over the y-axis, and if it's negative with y, it reflects over the x-axis, and if it's inverse, it reflects over y equals x. And if the thing is under x, it's horizontal, and if it's under y, it's vertical, and if it's greater than 1, it expands, and if it's between 0 and 1, it compresses. And if it's a subtraction, it goes up or right, and if it's addition, it goes down or left.
Perfect. Okay, Eric.
Kiss.
Negative with x reflect over y-axis, negative with y reflect over x-axis, inverse reflect over y equals x, number under x horizontal, number under y vertical. If x is greater than 1.
Number is greater than 1.
Yeah. If number is greater than 1, expand. If number is between 0 and 1, compress. Subtract is up or right, and addition is down or left.
Yes, very good. Okay, Donna.
Negative with x reflect over y-axis, negative with y reflect over x-axis.
Yep.
Inverse reflect over y equals x. Number between number under x is horizontal, number under y is vertical. Number greater than 1 is expand. Number between 0 and 1 is compress. Subtract is up or right.
Yep.
Adding is down or left.
Okay, very good. Tiana.
Negative with x reflect over y. Negative with y reflect over x.
Yep.
Inverse reflect over y equals to x. Number under y is vertical. Number under x is horizontal. Number bigger than 1 it expand. Number between 0 and 1 compress. Subtract is up and right.
Yep.
And adding is down and left.
Very good. William.
High is high.
Hi.
Negative x reflect over y-axis, negative y reflect over x-axis, inverse reflect over y equals x. Number under x horizontal, number under y vertical. Number bigger than 1 expands, number between 0 and 1 compresses.
Yeah.
Subtract is up and right.
Mhm.
Adding is down and left.
Yeah. Okay, Cindy.
Negative with x reflect over y, negative with y reflect over x,
Mhm.
inverse reflect over y equals x. Under x is horizontal, under y is vertical. If it's between 0 and 1, then it's compress, and if it's greater than 1, then it's expand. Subtract is up or right, and adding is down or left.
Yes. Okay, Samantha.
Negative with x reflects over y.
Mhm.
Negative with y reflect over x.
Yep.
Inverse reflect over y equals x.
Yep.
Number under x horizontal, number under y vertical.
Mhm.
Number bigger than 1 expand. Number between 0 and 1 compress.
Yep.
Subtract.
Mhm.
Add up
Mhm.
and left,
Right.
right,
Up and right. Okay, can you say
right.
one more time? One more time. Subtract.
Subtract up and right.
Yep.
Adding down and left.
Yes. Okay. Very good. All right. I'm glad this class is not 100 people, right? So we have 9 people. We can do it, right? So let's continue, right? Let's see how we can apply this knowledge to questions, right? Because we don't have time to every question we go back and look at the rule, right? It's better to memorize these important stuff. So let's look at first one here, okay, on the left side. So before we begin, right, all the rules that you just memorized only apply after you get the story form. Okay, and story form is to move things to the y side and make sure the number is under, right? Okay, so to do this one, right, let's look at first one. So which numbers can be moved to the y side? Let's figure that out first. Tiana, what do you think? Which part can be moved over?
4,
Yeah, anything else?
negative 2.
Yeah, okay, so when you start, right, our goal is to keep it in the form. So we have, this is a parabola. Oops. Okay. Can you still see my screen?
No.
All right, okay, hold on. I need to share again. I probably hit something. Okay, how about now? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
It says it's loading.
Yep, still loading the document. Okay. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. Is the recording still on? Yep, okay, let's continue, right? So this one is a parabola, right? So the left side, the left bracket is for the y, right bracket is for the x. And then since the x part has nothing, right? Nothing attached to it. So the x part will just simply be x. Right? X squared, nothing, right? Now to move the stuff over, which one should be moved over first? You have 2 numbers here. One is -2, one is the 4. Which one should be moved over first? Eric?
The 4.
Okay, if I move 4 over, it will become y what? Eric?
-4.
Yeah, y minus 4. Okay, because that's adding, right? Adding, you do the opposite, you do subtracting. And then this part is multiplying, so you would divide. So it'll be over -2. So this part is nothing like not too difficult. You just move things over. Okay. So now we can write out the story now. right? Because it's already in story form. So story form means, okay, let's take a look at the bottom. And I would like you to box that. This is the story form. Okay, so please write that down, story form. And remember, story form at school, you won't hear this word, okay? This is just something I made up, okay? It's to help you learn, understand the rules, okay? So, yeah, so once you have the form, okay, then we can use the rules that you learn. We go in order. The first one is talking about the R. So R, do we have any reflection? Trudy? Trudy, do we have reflection?
Sorry, my thing. For some reason, I can't hear you very well on my computer thing.
Do we have reflection here?
Reflection. Yeah.
What kind?
Reflect over x-axis.
Yeah, very good. Okay, you can write it down. Reflect over x-axis. Okay. Number 2 is the S. Do we have any S? Stretching, shrinking. William?
We should have vertical.
Yeah, very good.
Vertical expand by 2.
Yep, very good. So remember, if the bottom is a 1, you don't need to say vertical expand by 1 or compress by 1, right? Anything times 1, it won't change. It won't get bigger, it won't get smaller, okay? You just write 2, okay? Now the third one is the new thing now, right? We have translation. So let's see. Kelly, what do you think? What kind of translation do we have here?
It's either up or to the right.
Okay, so which way?
Or
Yeah, so are we going to the up or to the right?
up
Because?
because it's y.
Yeah, it's very good. Okay, so up and right, you look at the question. If it's with the y, it's the up. If it's with the x, it's the right, right? Y is the up and down, x is left and right, okay? So subtract tells you to go up by 4. Okay, so that's how you describe, right? So this is called describe transformation. So when the question says, please describe the transformation, this is what you need to write down. Okay, now we need to get a graph, right? How we get a graph is very easy. You just look at the story form, right? Use the story form. Maybe I shouldn't, that's 2. Yeah, use this one to get a table, okay? So you just take the original y values, right? This thing multiplied by negative, right? Because reflection, right? Whatever on the y side, you do it to the y value. So everything, all the y multiplied by negative, and then expand by 2, so you multiply by 2. So you take the y, times it by -2. Okay, and then because it's moving up, in order to make points go up, you need to add 4. Okay, so you think about the direction. If it's going up, you need to add the number, right? Otherwise, the point won't go up, right? Think about the value of the points. And then the x, it won't do anything. So x will stay the same, okay? So that's why you need to memorize the basic points for the problem, right? Or for absolute value, the basic ones. So what are the basic x values? Donna? The x value for...
-2, -1, 0, 1, 2.
Yes, okay. And what about the basic points for y values? Irae?
4, 1, 0, 1, 4.
Okay, so you need to have a starting point and then you apply them to the story, right? So the 4, the 1, 0, 1, 4, those will change. So what you need to do is just plug it into the negative 2y plus 4. Okay, so for example, the first one, negative 2 times 4 is negative 8, right? Negative 8 plus 4 will be negative 4. So it become a negative 4. Make sense? Okay, so please finish the table and the graph. Okay, once you got both, raise your hand. Plug in each of the y value into here, okay? Into the part that's underlined. Raise your hand if you finish both the table and the graph. Okay, Samantha, do you have the y values?
No.
Do you have the second one?
6.
You plug 1 in, right? So you do negative 2 times 1. What's negative 2 plus times 1?
-2.
And then plus 4?
2.
Yeah, okay. So the second one should be a 2, okay? And then you plug in 0, and then, well, the other one will be the same, right? It will be 2, negative 4. Plug in 0 will be 4. Okay, so you just follow the points. Let's graph it out, okay? See if you guys have the same. So negative 2, negative 4 will be here. Negative 1 is 2, 0, 4. Okay, so go down. So think about if it follows the story, right? Used to be open up. Okay, let me draw the dotted one, right? The original that I will use the dotted one. Okay, so this is the original parabola, the green dotted one. All right, so it will flip upside down, right? Reflect over x-axis, so it will make it open down, and then vertical expand by 2 means you are stretching the string, right, vertically, so it becomes skinny, right? So you can see the red is skinnier than the green one. After you make it longer, right, taller, and then you will move it up. Okay, so think of it like a comic, right? So it'll start with open up, flip over, right, and then become skinny, and then move upwards. Okay, so that's how the whole thing happens, right? So this is working on the y part. Okay, let's look at the x part now. X part is always a little bit more work to do, but doesn't matter, right? Our goal is try to get the story form. Okay, so look at the form. You must have x either add or subtract. Okay, it doesn't have to be subtract, could be add or subtract, and then over b. It should look just like the y side, okay, to be called a story form. So what should we do, right? Because this time everything is trapped with the x. So the y part doesn't do anything, right? Y just stay there. So how can I write it so it becomes like a story form? Any suggestion from anyone? What can we do? How do I make it into a single fraction? Right? Compare with the form on the left side, right? It needs to be a single fraction. But right now inside we have two things. How can I make it together? Anybody? Okay, if you think of something, you can contribute. Even if you are not 100% sure, okay? Share your ideas.
X plus 3 over 3
Okay, how did you get that? What did you do?
times 3.
Times 3 to who? That's
I
right.
don't know. I just guessed.
You just guess, okay? Well, the left side, the left term has a denominator of 3, right? If I
Yeah.
want to add a 1, how do we add fractions?
Same denominator.
Yes, okay, so that's the idea. We need to multiply the 1 with, turn the 1 over 1 into 3 over 3. So you get the common denominator. Then we can add them up, okay? Because 1 over 3x is the same as x over 3, okay? And then we can add it together, okay? So at the end, you'll end up with x plus 3 over 3. So this will be the form you use to describe. Okay, so make sure you have to change it, right? So now let's write out the story form. Write out the story. Okay, do we have reflection? William?
Yes, hello. Reflection.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a reflection.
Yeah, very good. So we just write none. Okay, now for the S, do we have any S? Tiana?
Horizontal expand by 3.
Very good. Expand by 3. Okay. Now, do we have T? Samantha? Do we have translation? Yeah, okay. What kind of translation? Is it going left or going to the right?
Left.
Yeah, very good. Okay, adding means going left or down, right? But this one is with the X, so it'll be going left. We can say translate left 3. Okay, all right, so now let's get the points now, right? Because this time it's happened to the X part. So for the X, we have to think about the story here, right? You start with the denominator. Denominator has a 3, so everything, all the X needs to times 3, right? And then you look at the direction, it's going to the left. In order to move points to the left, do we need to add or subtract? Donna?
Add.
We need to do subtraction actually, okay? If I want to make it go left, so this one you need to do subtraction, subtract by 3. Okay?
Confused.
Confusing, right? Okay, for example, if I have a point here, let's say this is a 1, 2, right? 1, 2. Okay, if I want to move this point to the left, let's say I want to move it to here. What's the new point now? Donna?
-1, 1.
-1, 1. Oh, I wrote the point wrong for the first one, right? Sorry. Yeah.
Negative.
Okay, so this is a 2, 1. Oops. It's not showing. No. 2, 1. Okay, and I move it to the left, it will become -1, 1. Right? So if you compare the x values, 2 is the original, right? It becomes -1. How do I make 2 become -1? Do you add or subtract?
Sorry, what?
2 needs to go to the left, become -1. Do you add or subtract?
Subtract.
Yeah, okay, so that's why it's subtracting 3 if we want to move left,
Okay.
okay? Because we're talking about moving points. So that's why you do the opposite of this one, okay? Adding a 3, but then you want to go left. Okay, so let's get the table. Since the y value doesn't change, right? So the y will keep it the same, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. And then the original x. What points are the original x, William?
-2, -1, 0, 1, 2.
Yeah. And then you throw these into the 3x minus 3. Okay? So for example, the first one, -2 times 3 is -6. And -6 minus 3 will be -9, right? So that will be our final x value, right? Okay, so please complete the table and the graph, okay? Once you've done both, raise your hand. Now, you ready? You're so fast. Already done.
Oh my god, my braces hurt.
Oh no. Speaking too much today? I'm making you speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Okay, then we repeat a couple more time then.
Alright.
Please raise your hand if you finish the graph. Anyone has question about getting the x values? Trudy, are you done? Samantha, are you done? Okay, Samantha, which part are you working on now? Are you done the table or working on the graph? Table. You finished the table?
No.
Which number are you working on?
1.
1, okay. Can you tell me for -1, what do you get? After -9, what's next? What do you have? Okay, you take -1 times 3, what's that?
-3.
Okay, and then -3, what's that?
0.
No. You have to keep on getting smaller, right? If you,
6.
yeah, okay, so it'll be -6, okay, for the next one. Okay, Trudy, what's next one?
-3.
Okay, next one,
0.
and then
3.
3. Okay, so we just follow the table, -9, 3, 4, right? -9 will be here, on up to 4, -6, and then 1, -3, 0, right? 0, 1, and then 3, 4. Okay, any questions? Okay, so far, if we compare, once again, compare with the original, right? So here, right, we'll draw the original one with dotted one. And then we would think about, imagine the story, right? The comic, see what happens. So first thing, there's no reflection, so it remains open up, right? Horizontal expand by 3, so that means you pull it sideways. So it becomes 3 times wider. So here's a 2, so it'll be pulled to 4, 6, so it'll be somewhere here. It'll become this way first. Right, you see the, let me use a different color now, okay? The blue one is after horizontal expansion, right? 2, 4, 6, so it'll be here. Okay, and then after that, we move it to the left by 3. So all the points go left by 3. So that's where you get the red color. Okay. So if we don't have any questions, let's summarize everything at the bottom. Okay, we have a conclusion before you leave for a break. Okay, so here will be the hardest question you can ever see. Okay, because it has everything, has reflection, and then has stretching, and then translation as well, right? So if you can understand this one, right, the one over here, then you should have no problem with this chapter, okay? So, but we'll break it down slowly, okay? How to change it to story form. Because in the question, usually they will give you y equal, right? And then you need to turn it into story form, then you can describe it. So the first thing is always move things over to the left side. Okay, so can you try it by yourself first? Move the things over to the left side. We will worry about the X part on the next step. Okay, so move things over right now on your book. Give you 10 seconds. Okay, Kelly, do you have the left side?
No.
Which ones can be moved over to the left side?
Negative, subtract 3.
Yeah, anything else?
2.
Yeah, okay, so move them over. When you got it, please let me know.
Is it y plus 3 over 2?
Very good, okay, so subtracting, you do adding, right? Multiplying, you do dividing, okay? So that's the easy part. So then right side, let's keep it there first, okay? -3x plus 6. Now let's worry about the x part now. So for the x, we must make sure it has a fraction over something, right? And also you need to make sure the x is by itself, has a 1, right? Just like the left side, the y is by itself. There's no number attached to it. However, right now we have a -3 attached, okay? So for this part, what you need to do is factor. Okay, please write that down. So y plus 3 over 2, we'll keep it there. Now for the -3, we will factor it out first. Okay, remember factoring, GCF, greatest common factor. So once you take out -3, what is left inside the bracket? William?
Wait, what?
If
Can
we
you
take
repeat
out
that?
-3 out, right, common factor, what will be left in the bracket?
Oh, x minus 2.
Okay, very good. Okay, what you can do is you can multiply back in to check, right? See if it still work. Okay, anybody here forgot how to factor? Can you let me know? Are we good? Okay, we're just taking whatever number you see outside. If you see a 5, you factor the 5 out. Okay, if you see a fraction, right, let's say half, then you could do common denominator, right? But this one is best to factor it out. After that, right, we're still not the same, right? Not the same as the story form. We need to bring the number, okay, move number under. Okay, there's a -3. We are moving the -3 under. So the y part stays. And then x minus 2 over, right? If I move -3 under, what will be the new number, Irae?
I don't know.
Think about at the very beginning today, right? We mentioned that over here, remember this page? If we move the 2, right? Look at the third one. If we move the 2 under, it will become 1 over 2. Remember this one, Irae?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay? Because you divide by half is the same as multiply by 2, okay? So let's go back to here. If we move the -3 under, what would it become?
-1 over 3.
Okay, so you just make the number reciprocal if you move it under. Okay, so this is our story form. Okay, story form, this one. All right, so make sure you are able to turn it into this form before you begin anything, right? To write out a story or to make a graph. Okay, because at school, what you will be doing is without doing any of that, your teacher will expect you to write out RST just by looking at this. Okay, and I find that it's very difficult. Okay, and different rule for the X, different rules for the Y, right? So if you have the story form, then the rules is just the 3 rules that you memorize. You just apply that. Okay, so if you are doing questions for your school homework, you can do the story form at the corner, right, on the side. And then if your teacher doesn't want you wonder what that is, right, then you can explain, or you can erase it, right? Okay, so let's go to the story now. So please write out the story, right? Look at the form, think about RST. Okay, once you finish the story, please raise your hand. So you follow the 3 rules, right? The negative with X or with the Y, right? And then number under X, number under Y, bigger than 1, between 0 and 1, the adding, the subtracting, okay? Just follow those 3 rules. And see if you can do this without flipping back the notes, right? Try to remember the rules. And what you learn here, okay, is very, very important in grade 12 because changing the story form is going to apply to the next chapter, okay, the trigonometry, and also apply to log, okay. Anything that you can graph, you can always use the story form, okay. So it's very useful. Okay, Tiana, got a story? Any questions? Yep, okay. So let's say, Eric, what's the R?
Reflect over y-axis.
Yep, over y-axis, very good. Okay, now for the S, Ire.
Vertical stretch by 2 and horizontal compress by 1/3.
Okay, horizontal compress by 1/3. Very good. Okay, now translate. Cindy?
Translate down by 3 and translate right by 2.
And then which way by 2?
Right 2.
Okay, very good. Okay, does anybody have any question about RST here? Okay, so this will be the hardest one that you can see, right? It has everything, right? Well, of course, they can also have reflection over x-axis and y-axis together, right? And then maybe there's an inverse, okay? So later, after the break, we're gonna try a few more questions like this, how to change story form. So then you are ready for your homework, okay? So let's have a break. Right now it's about 6:23. So I will see you at what? 6:40 then, okay? A bit longer, okay? 6:40. If you have a question, you can stay after, okay? Bye-bye.